Coming out of turn 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for some Icon Cup Series action here tonight at the Land of the Corn, Iowa Speedway, and I'm joined by my good friend Daryl Young Jr. in the booth with me tonight. Daryl, how are you tonight?
I feel great. You know, Iowa is right across the border from where I live in Illinois, so this is a short little trek for me. And Jesse, I understand this is your first night in the booth for Icon, as it's usually Blake on the call. So you are now officially an Icon. How does that feel?
It feels good to be an Icon, man. I'm pretty fly out here in the Icon Cup Series. Of course, Blake no longer has internet at the moment. Who knows if he'll ever get internet back. He is lost right now. He does not know what to do, Daryl. He is scared.
Well, he has lost his Icon status. That is for sure due to his ISP. So that's okay, though. Me and you can hold down the fort, and qualifying is underway, Jesse.
Yeah, we're watching some drivers hit the track right now. First one that we see, Jake Roel, Northville, Michigan, hitting the track for his qualifying effort here, starting his lap #1. That's a pretty sweet-looking number 39 car. He's got Daytona on the side of it. I'm pretty sure he works for Daytona International Speedway in some sort.
He absolutely does. That's my understanding, as Robert Blauen just hit the wall coming out of 4, so he's got to hope that this second lap is good for him. And Jacob Malone so far is on top of the board, followed by Nathan Brzezowski.
Brzezowski, as I like to imagine his name is. And whenever I'm looking at the Discord, post these Icon races, got Chris Mackey out here in the 9 out of Ackworth, Georgia. But yeah, Jacob Malone just now finished his qualifying effort up in that 54. He's got to be feeling pretty good watching the real-life 54 take the win here tonight, Daryl.
Yeah, Chris Mackey took over the top spot, but then Jacob Malone trounced him.
Uh-oh.
And then now Brian Smith, the GOAT, is on top of the board with 3 minutes to go.
He comes in here, ruins the party, but it's not really a surprise. Oh no, the camera's glitching through the fence. I just fixed that for one of the other cameras, but I must have missed that one. There it is, Daryl. I told you I would forget something, but nonetheless, Brian Smith comes in, beats the top time on the board. No surprise really to anybody. In fact, let's go ahead while they're practicing here, or while they're qualifying here. Take a look at the standings right now on the right side of your screen. You can see Brian Smith with a 160-point lead, so he's putting a whooping on them boys. 9 wins, 15 top 5s, 16 top 10s. I mean, he's doing pretty good, I'd say, Daryl.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he is pretty much the guy to beat, you know, what feels like every single week.
Shane Cochran with problems. That's not ideal. Let's back it up, see what happened to him. Our Hutchinson Motorsports TV instant replay. Oh my God, that man was loose as a goose. Oh, look out! Oh! Hard hit there in qualifying for the 86. Is he going to get back out there and try again? Looks like he will. A little bit of a reset. Jake Christenberry out here qualifying, about to finish up his second lap. Right now he's just outside of the top 10, sitting 11th. So let's see if he can improve his time. He does not improve. He's actually 3/100ths slower, but pretty close, I'd say. Now we got Brock Hersey in that 24 from Newcomers Town, Ohio to Indian Land, South Carolina. Now, I have tuned into Icon enough to know that there's some controversy talking about Indian Land, South Carolina, if it's a real place or not.
Are you able to settle that debate? Is that what you're saying, Jesse?
No, no, no. I just know it's a
Oh, okay.
controversy. Kevin Bankert just smacked the wall, so that lap's not going to count for nothing. Rip. These guys have about 50 seconds, I believe, left here in qualifying. I believe it's a 5-minute qualifying. I don't know anything, though. I could be wrong.
Well, Kevin Banker is coming out of 4, and he just completed his second lap. And he is going to be P15 on the board. And Jesse, that's going to do it. There's nobody else out on track except for Kyle Gilbert, who's just doing some practice laps as his qualifying is already over. And there he goes.
Oh, no! He's going to remember to not do that during the race, hopefully, Daryl. Trying to hit pit lane there. Definitely overcooked it. But yeah, nobody on the track. Now's a good time to remind you folks, just real quick, the High Proof Showdown is coming up in just a few short days. 6 days until BAC Casting and Drafting goes live from Talladega. 75 laps going to be on tap in the next-gen cars. Scan that QR code bottom left of your screen to register. It's only $5 and you get a chance to win $80 for first, $50 for second, $30 for third, and a slew of other prizes to go along with that. So make sure you go ahead and check that out as these drivers get into a warm-up session here to make sure they got these cars figured out as they get ready to race here at Iowa.
Well, Jesse, that QR code just showed up on my monitor up here in the booth. So I grabbed my phone and I scanned that code. And now I'm part of the Discord. And Jesse, I think I'm going to run that.
Dude, I think I'm going to as well. I need to get signed up. I've been lollygagging, as they say. So I'm going to make sure to sign up and join some of that action on BAC Casting and Drafting Saturday night. It's going to be a good time. But these guys got about 4 minutes left in their warm-up session, so we're going to go ahead and step aside for just a minute. Don't freak out. Don't panic. We'll be back with you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Todd Gilliland here. You're tuned into the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord channel so you never miss a moment of the action. Did America's crew chief already tell you that?
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is the world's #1 streaming service. From over-the-top calls to electrifying action, we bring it all to the table.
The whole field's chunking it. It's a drag race to the checkered flag in the air. Justin Thompson wins the Harpoon Design 500.
But the action doesn't just stop when the stream ends. Whether you're looking for a broadcaster or looking to secure your spot in our next special event, the best way to get a hold of us, and the only way to enter our exclusive events, is to join the HMS TV Discord server.
Don't get left on the trailer. What are you waiting for? Join the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Discord community today by scanning the QR code shown on your screen. We'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, back with your warm-ups wrapping up now. We're going to be getting right into your starting lineup here in just a minute. But before we get there, of course, want to just go over some of the info coming up here. Of course, we're at Iowa Speedway. 0.88 miles is the track length. Checking out the weather for the race. Going to be a hot one tonight. 115-degree track temperature. So we'll have to see if that makes these guys a little bit loose out there, Daryl. And of course, 5 tire sets, 3 green white checkered attempts, and 60% is the fuel limit. I have 0 faster pairs put in there. I didn't confirm that, but I'm pretty sure this series probably has 0 faster pairs.
I do believe you are correct. 0 faster pairs in this league.
Well, Daryl, it's time for some of the greatest words in motorsports, I like to say. It's time for the HMS TV starting grid. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get the music going, get the fans pumped up. Hopefully the music's playing. Looks like it isn't. Come on, music, you can do it. Hold on, let me try something, folks. I'll be right back. Oh, man. We don't want to do a starting lineup with no music, Daryl, but I think we're going to have to. This is going to be a boring starting lineup, but they're rolling, folks. Let's get into it. The HMS TV starting lineup on row number 1. The 78 going to be Brian Smith. To his outside is the 54, Jacob Malone.
Row 2 inside, 93 Zach Lockett. Outside, 77 Nathan Brzezowski.
On row number 3, it's gonna be Steve Tucker and Chris Mackey.
Next row, 39 Jake Roel, and on the outside, Kyle Gilbert.
Row number 5, you're gonna have the 28 of Patrick Colby. He's starting next to the 06 of Justin Bissonette.
Starting on the inside of row number 6, the 33 of Jake Christenberry. To his outside, the 48 of John McNeil.
On row number 7, the 08 of Michael Taylor going to be the inside of the 19 of Adam Ball. And by the way, Connor can hear the music. I just can't hear the music. That's good to know.
On the inside of row number 8, we have the 8 of Kevin Banker. To the outside, the 30 of Ryan Patty.
On row number 9, it's the 24 Brock Hergy going to be next to the 55 Mike Grinnell.
On the inside of row number 10, we have the 86 of Shane Cochran, who's outside the 84 Robert Blauen.
Row number 11, Hanover Fist next to Bentley Glazer.
The inside of row number 12, we have Jacob Gladlick, to his outside Charles Woods.
And your final row, row 13, has Cody Eldred and Chris Camber. And Pace Truck gonna be off this time, and for the first time here tonight from Iowa, green flag in the air. Let's see how they go down into turn 1. Brian Smith looks like he's going to get the lead by a whole shot into 1.
He absolutely is, and he's going to stay clear out of turn number 1, but Jacob Malone is already looking to the inside. He does not want to waste any time. He knows how important fresh air is, Jesse.
Yeah, they're 2x2 coming across the stripe to finish lap 1. Brian Smith gonna lead it, but Jacob Malone, like you said, still right there to his inside.
Yeah, absolutely, but Brian Smith doing a really good job. He is now going to clear Jacob Malone, and now he's going to take the bottom and completely cut off the air of that 54 machine, as most of these front runners are already single file, with the exception of the 9 machine of Chris Mackey, making some moves on the top side.
Yeah, Mackey's the only one up here now, kind of stuck by himself. We'll see if he can settle back into line. I think he's going to get in the 3rd here.
Yeah, he's doing great. And now the 54 is going to try the outside. He's going to get there, Jesse. Jacob Malone side by side. Brian Smith is going to lead that lap, but wow, he just a power move, Jesse, to the on the outside to take the lead.
Yeah, we kind of saw that happen. I remember watching the race earlier. We kind of saw that happen with Christopher Bell. He kind of tried the inside on Blaney. It didn't work, and then he found his way to the outside and was able to get by him. So Looks like that might be the way to pass here tonight. That puts Brian Smith into second, Chris Mackey third, and he's trying for second now. He's going to try to get around the outside of that 78, and he's going to do it.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was by design by that 78 machine, though. We know how strong Brian Smith is, and he knows that this is a long stretch of green flag, and tires can wear pretty quick, especially with a track temp of 121 degrees. So this probably is just strategy by the 78 machine.
Yeah, you can see bottom left on your tower the weather right now live. It's only 80 degrees, but that track's hot. It's nice and sunny, 120 degrees, so keep that in mind. It's going to have a little bit extra wear on these tires, potentially have them sliding around a little more, so it's going to be some good racing. We've got about 33 laps left here at stage number 1. We're going to lap 40 for our first stage break. 210 laps total on tap here tonight.
Well, I tell you what, if you ever run a benchmark on your PC, you know you're looking for really good results, and Brian Smith is the equivalent of that benchmark for this season. I mean, he has 9 wins, 15 stage wins, 13 podiums. He's got over 1,000 laps led. And he carries at least 160 point advantage over Jacob Malone. And even when he didn't win, like recently Indianapolis 2 weeks ago, he started on the pole, led 26 laps, finished second. Jesse, that's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, and I think the thing with Brian Smith is he's been missing a couple races as of recently, so I can't imagine what the points lead would be like if he had made every race. I believe he missed the 2 races before Indy, maybe, but Jacob Malone's been trying to cut into that lead, and he's setting up for a good chance to do it here tonight. He got the lead, you know, after starting on the outside. He's fought his way to that clean air, and we're going to see how much more he can cut into that lead potentially here tonight.
Wow, Steve Tucker just cut off the nose of Jake Rowell. Man, he about got himself wrecked, or Jake wrecked. Not really sure.
Yeah, Steve Tucker out of not Boston, Massachusetts. He's right on the back bumper now of that 78 of Brian Smith.
Now, Steve Tucker does have some experience running here at Iowa. He ran here Thursday night, 160 laps. Jesse, that race that he did, only 2 sets of tires over the wall for 160 laps at Iowa.
Oof.
So
that's brutal.
The pit strategy didn't work out very well for him. Got trapped a lap down, but nonetheless, he has experience here. So this is his first race in the Icon Cup Series. So he is a rookie, but or a part-time driver at the very least. But anyway, he is he knows what he's doing here. Maybe we'll see.
We'll see if he does or not. He's trying to do his best. We'll call it his best Corey Heim impression. Come show up, you know, and just do some races and get some good results. I mean, running 7th in your first race of the series, it's got to be a pretty good start. But you and me both know Steve, and we know that he isn't happy running 7th. He wants to get up there in that top 5, maybe that podium spot.
Well, as it stands right now, Jacob Malone is the leader of this race, followed by Justin Bissonette, who is the hard charger, I must say, Jesse. He is up 8 spots already, Justin Bissonette, in that 06 machine. Man, we saw him rip the top side earlier, and it really worked out for him. Zach Lockett, Chris Mackey, and Nathan Brzezowski round up your top 5. Oh, man, and Steve Tucker just about ready. He almost got into another wreck, Jesse.
Ooh, boy.
Man, he came down on that 77 of Nathan Brzezowski, and, man, I do not think he was clear. Nathan did the better thing by letting off the gas, but that is almost 2 wrecks that Steve's been involved in. He's being very aggressive.
This is some good racing right here. 16, 17 laps into this one. Close quarters battling. It's pretty good to see. I mean, Jacob Malone's checked out. He's got about a lead going here halfway through stage 1, but this little 6th through 12th or so is definitely some hard-fought positions right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And Steve Tucker just blocked the run of Brian Smith, who was looking to the outside, and they're side by side. Coming out
They doored each other
door
there.
bang coming out of the corner.
I love to see it. Checking out the chat, haven't looked at it a whole lot here tonight. Of course, Connor, Gerard, Cinch McCoy out there as always. Connor just said that Tucker's definitely about to get wrecked one of these laps.
Yeah, Cinch McCoy, he also said that Tucker needs bumpers all around his vehicle for the safety of all, meaning everybody. And I agree. And Cinch, hashtag Daryl was robbed. That's the going thing, Jesse. It still hasn't stopped.
There's always got to be a hashtag Daryl was robbed for sure.
Can I be honest with you? I don't even remember, I don't even know what it's about. I just go along with it. I don't even know what I was robbed of. I have no idea.
That's crazy if you don't even know what what you had stolen from you.
Yeah, I have no clue. Jacob Malone now out to a second and a half, Jesse, over Zach Lockett. Well, you're right. He's just pulling away, doing a really good job.
Yeah, we're checking out some of these battles here throughout the top 10, but Jacob Malone doesn't care. He says, I'm out of there.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake Christenberry and Jake Roel side by side. This is for the P9 position. It's a good battle. But the rest of the field is single file. And Jesse, how familiar are you with the P14?
I know that right now, P14 happens to be Michael Taylor here out of Michigan. A lot of these guys out of Michigan, I've realized, but he's having a decent run, but all we know is you got to get a 14th place trophy.
Absolutely. The chat will remind us about P14, and if we don't show off who's in P14 for a while, they will get angry. So just keep that in mind.
Real quick, Daryl, we got some race audio here. I believe it's Justin Bissonette and Chris Mackey here real quick.
My bad, Justin. All good, race on.
Yeah,
that's what they had to say.
Apparently, every Daytona race I've run this year, I've been robbed of the victory, Jesse.
There has been
there you go.
Quite a few Daytona races you've run where you have been robbed, that is for sure. Because, oh, look at this. We got some 3 wide about to happen, but...
Wow.
I don't know how that would work out here. I know 4 wide didn't work out well in the Real Cup race, but back to what we were talking about, you definitely run well every super speedway race, and then in the end, just some bad luck happens to you, it seems.
Man, you could put a blanket over these few drivers right here. Chris Mackey, Brian Smith, Justin Bissonette, and Steve Tucker. Man, some good racing early.
Yeah,
but you can see Steve Tucker was in front of Brian Smith. Now he's 2 spots behind him. I mean, you could just tell the tire fall off already. It is crazy, which is why Jacob Malone really wanted the lead as fast as he got it. And yeah, now he's out to a 2.5 second lead. It's just very impressive.
Yeah, he's running away with this thing for sure with the clean air. Brian Smith, though, he's putting the hammer down. He was saving here at the beginning. But now he's decided it's time to push, and he's back on the move, back up to 3rd. So we'll see if he has anything for Zach Lockett here. I don't really know if he's going to be able to catch Jacob Malone here in 13 laps left in Stage 1, but, I mean, I guess anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen, but it's going to be pretty tough. As wow, a good battle between Patrick Colby and Nathan Brzezowski and Justin Bissonette. As Patrick Colby's going to get a little tight and lose a spot.
Yeah, look at Brzezowski and Bissonette heading down into turn 1. They were side by side. Bissonette's going to give that spot back. He had that 0.6 flying early, but now he's suddenly went from 2nd to 7th. So I think those tires are hurting on that 0.6.
Another thing I need to get you up to speed on an icon, Jesse, since you're newer to this league, is we have a celebrity husband in the race. The number 36 machine of Bentley Glazer, that is Nikki Glazer's husband, just so you know.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. The comedian Nikki Glazer, very famous, popular comedian. She's on a lot of Comedy Central roasts. She was on the roast of Kevin Hart. I believe that was on Netflix. Or the Tom Brady roast she was on, I believe.
Wow.
But yeah, Bentley's her husband. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I did not know that. Good to know. I'll definitely remember that in the future.
And Bentley also does own a Bentley. I did find that out as well. So.
Well, I mean, that's only fitting. That makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree.
9 laps left to go here in stage number 1. We've got some good racing, like I said. This 6th through 10th area, there's a lot of good battling happening. I will say the 06 Justin Bissonette, he is struggling right now. This car is hurting as we ride on board. He just doesn't have the tire left that everybody else around him has.
Well, Jesse, I think we have a couple, at least a minute or two here. Let's go through the Connor Gerard paint scheme of the night contenders. Let's start with the 32 machine of Cody Eldred, who said hello in the chat before the race started, and we thank him for that. He took time out of his practice to come say hi to us. Cody Eldred in the 32. We have the 9 machine of Chris Mackey, currently running P6.
We check out this 32
Oh, here
paint
we go.
here.
Yeah.
We got the drone out there. I finally got some batteries from Blake Hutchinson there. So finally got the drone back online. So we got the 32 there. You said the 9 of Chris Mackey was one of them?
Yep, let's go with the 9 of Chris Mackey. There we go.
We got so many drones out here tonight. Like, he gave me so many batteries. I was like, well, let's just throw them all out here.
Yeah, might as well.
That is a pretty cool 9 car there.
Yeah, we have the 88 machine, which is Chris Camburn, who is going to be lucky if he doesn't go a lap down by the end of this stage. Connor's not going to like that very much. Connor likes contenders that are battling, and he's in the very back. Almost.
Yeah, he's got Jacob Malone right on his tail, so look out for that.
Yes, he does. And the 77 of Nathan Brzezowski in that P5 position, as that driver is going to go a lap down, Chris Camburn. And here's your last contender in that
That's pretty
beautiful
cool ride
looking
there.
machine. Yeah. Hanover Fist is in the pits with a meatball flag, Jesse. Not really sure what happened there, but Hanover Fist, his night, I assume now is going to be over.
Yeah. Who knows what happened to him? I don't have any reports of a crash or nothing, so Hanover Fist just having some unfortunate issues as we're 3 laps to go in the stage, and Jacob Malone is lead up to 3.5 seconds now, and Brian Smith was not able to catch Zach Lockett. He's about a second and a quarter back from Zach Lockett right now.
Hanover Fist actually just had a pit stop, and it was only 10 seconds long, and his meatball flag went away. I'm going to say that was for tires, Jesse. You can get a meatball if your tire wear it gets that bad.
Well,
So,
I mean,
there you go.
we're 39 laps in. If his tire wear was that bad, that man must have been turning the wheel 180 degrees every corner, Daryl.
Quite possible.
White flag is out for stage 1. Charlie Woods with a meatball flag as well. What is going on?
Yeah, it's going to be tires. We're going to see that more often as this race goes on. Yep.
As Jacob Malone goes through 3 and 4 to take the stage 1 win, we've got some tire wear to keep an eye on. Green and white checkered flags waving. Jacob Malone, your stage 1 winner here. Zach Lockett comes across second. Brian Smith third. Steve Tucker fourth. And Nathan Brzezowski going to be 5th for stage 1. John McNeil, Chris Mackey, Patrick Colby, Michael Taylor, and Justin Bissonette round them out for the stage. But we're going to go ahead and take our first break here of the race and be back for some stage 2 action. And maybe we'll try to talk to the stage 1 winner here if we have time. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you sick and tired of the endless scrolling on boring websites who just simply don't understand who you are? We've all been there. Well, look no more, because the world's #1 streaming service is now online. HutchinsonMotorsportsTV.com. We'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, back with you at Iowa here. We're going to try to get a quick word in with Stage 1 winner Jacob Malone, see what he has to tell us about these tires here tonight. Hey, Jacob, it's Jesse and Daryl up in the booth. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, you win Stage 1. That's got to feel good. Now, as an outsider here, what in the world is this tire situation going on? We've got several drivers getting meatballs, and it's got to be from blown tires. What's happening out there? Is it the hot track?
Yeah, I don't think it's a hot track. I just think it's either the tire compound or the car. My right front's smoked. It was down to 26%, so I definitely got to watch that for this next run. We'll see what happens. I'm interested to see if, Brian beats me, because I think he saved tires better than me, but he was stuck in traffic. I know Zach was pretty much even with me, and he was definitely more conservative than I was, so we'll see what goes on in this next run. That was more of a test mule, I'd say, for everyone. But car seems fast, and I won Stage 1, so I'll take it.
Well, congrats. You got about 75 laps to go for Stage 2. Let's see if you can win you another one. Good luck rest of the way.
Thank you.
That was Jacob Malone there, as he's going to be your first car on the outside. He's going to be your control car as they're getting ready to go back to green this time around.
Yep, Jacob Malone is going to lead the field with Zach Lockett. And Jacob Malone has elected to take the top side as the pace truck pulls off. And they are in the restart zone. Green flag back in the air.
Whoa,
Oh, man.
we got some tire spin. Zach Lockett about lost that thing. He managed to gather it back up, but he's going to lose a spot there. I got pretty sketchy there. Steve Tucker underneath Brian Smith. This is your battle for 5th that we're watching here. They're single file in front of them. Jacob Malone, Nathan Brzezowski, John McNeil, and Zach Lockett. Patrick Colby on the back bumper there is Steve Tucker. We're going to see if he can find his way around him or not.
I tell you what, knowing how fast those tires were, these drivers might be a little more content just running single file for a while. We do see some side-by-side, starting with the P7 of Justin Bissonette as he just made a pass around Patrick Colby. And we do have Jake Christenberry and Kevin Banker side-by-side. But other than that, pretty much the whole field is single file.
Yeah, you see some people advancing right now. I think they're just using the other people saving to gain some spots right now. As Chris Mackey must have had a rough pit stop or something, because, well, he's finding himself way back in your field right now. Actually, he might just be doing a hardcore tire save here, seeing what he can get on the long run. I don't know if it's going to pay off, but I will say I think we're going to see some pit stops during this stage for some tires. I wouldn't be shocked.
And when is the end of the stage, Jesse?
We're going to lap 120, I believe, for the end of the stage number 2. So
Yeah.
we've got about 69
Absolutely.
laps left.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if you save tire, if some of these guys were blowing their tire at lap 40, I mean, you would think that anybody else couldn't make it another, 28 on top of that for this next stage?
We'll see what happens. Make sure you keep an eye on your scoring tower. You can see it'll alert you when somebody hits pit lane. So we're going to definitely try our best to keep our eyes on that as we check out some of these fights throughout our field. Your front group pretty spread out. Your first battle's right here for 8th. This is Jake Christenberry and Michael Taylor on your screen. I gotta say, Daryl, we never did do a pick to win tonight. Are we cool with doing a delayed pick to win here?
Well, I mean, you would think that one of us would definitely want to pick Jacob Malone. I mean, I know it's early, but he's just been dominating since the beginning, so kind of hate just to pick him, even though he probably is the favorite at this point based on how this race is going. But, I'll go with someone I've never picked before.
Ooh.
John McNeil. I'm looking at him. He's up 9 spots. I mean, now he's going to be up 10 spots if he gets around Nathan Brzezowski. Now he's tied for the leader of the hard charger up to P2. John McNeil doing a really good job. I'm going to pick him.
That's a pretty good pick. He's looking good here in that number 48. I know that there's somebody that Blake picks literally every week. I'm not sure. Can't remember the name of that person. But I'm going to go with
Brian
the
Smith.
93 is Zach Lockett.
Yeah, that'd be Brian Smith, the points leader, who has multiple wins under his belt this season. Who's still a great pick, running P5 and just doing a really good job.
Yeah, I think he's just playing the long game here, just saving those tires up as we've got a fairly long stage 2 here and then an even longer final stage to the end. So you don't want to burn your stuff up too much. And I mean, just judging off the fact that we were having meatballs for blown tires, I really didn't see that coming here tonight. And we went caution free other than the stage, so I think these guys are kind of settled into the fact that this is just going to be a tire saving race.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely might be. But I still like what Jacob Malone's doing here. I mean, he's got a gap of 1.2, 1.3-ish over John McNeil. And his strategy is just get as much distance between him and the rest of the field as possible. That way he can pretty much just pick and choose when he wants to pit, and he'll be just fine.
Yeah, I was looking there, bottom left on the tower I was wondering if Jacob Malone was shifting at all or not. He's just staying in 4th gear the whole way around this track. But yeah, we're about a quarter of the way through stage number 2. Jacob Malone doing his best to check out the closest battles on your track here. Let's pull up the best battles board. It's going to be for P17, Ryan Patty and Shane Cochran. Not a real battle going on. They're still racing in single file, but that is the closest battle we've got on track. We see the 19 of Adam Ball running in 15th right now, sits 9th in your points currently, and he's coming off pretty good finishes here recently. 7th 3 weeks ago at Echo Park, 12th at Wilkesboro 2 weeks ago, and 6th at Indianapolis. He's still searching for his first win, but 9 top 10s on the season, so he's having a pretty good season here with the Icon Cup Series. And I gotta say, I'm a weather nerd, so of course I love the car. In fact, I'm about to get the drone out there.
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like he changes what it says on the back of the car every week, because right now it says corn, which makes sense because we're at Iowa.
Look at that radar. Now, wouldn't it be cool, Jesse, if like there was a way to have live weather on the car? That'd be kind of cool, right?
Just an ever-changing paint scheme to update the local radar. That would be really awesome. Cool.
I think that's gonna be the next program that you that you do, right?
Yeah, specifically on Adam Ball's car, I'm gonna have a program that updates the paint every 2 seconds.
Man, the 33 machine of Jake Christenberry just absolutely smacked the wall. He's got wheel damage. He did not wreck, but he's very, very slow, staying on the high side and just letting the entire world go around him right now. Not good for that 33 machine. He's going to have to baby that thing or possibly pit.
Listening to the radio.
Great. You good there, Jake?
Nope, I got wheel damage.
That sucks.
So he's finding his way to the back. Unfortunate for that 33. He was running pretty good up near the front of your field. And, well, all it takes is one good wall smack, and here you go. He's about to head down pit lane now, probably a little earlier than he was hoping.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't have a choice but to pit here. He's got wheel damage, and
oh no!
Oh, he just missed his pit. Not great.
No! It's all falling apart for the 33. We're gonna cut away to save him the embarrassment, folks.
You know, maybe if I was Jake, you're already last now in the lead lap, and even if you do go a lap down, there's nobody else a lap down. There's 2 cars 2 laps down, so I mean, it's possible you could just stay out here and just baby it, hope for a caution. But no, he is going to elect to come down pit road. Is he going to make it? Okay, he made it this time. Oof.
Yeah, he gets that 33 down pit lane finally, safely.
Jacob Malone just went by in the tri-oval, so he is already a lap down, and my guess is he's going to go at least 2 laps down, especially he's sitting here and fixing his car. His race just might be over.
Yeah, he's definitely got some work to do. We'll see if he's able to rebound at all. Chris Mackey looking to the inside of Patrick Colby here in the 28. This is right for your top 10 here. Battle for 10th. Chris Mackey trying to find his way back forward after doing some tire saving earlier. Whoa, look out! Who is that? Chris Camburn. Hold on to it, brother. Wow, we just barely caught that live. He got loose off of turn 2. Managed to hold on to it. That Quaker State 88. And tires are getting a little rough.
He was one of those drivers that blew his tire and got a meatball after 40 laps in that first stage. So with moves like that and having to save his car, they're going to burn up just as fast, if not quicker, this time around, Jesse.
Yeah, you got to keep that in mind. They got plenty of tires in the pits. You just got to remember to use them before they go bad. We take a look at Shane Cochran here in 17th, having a quiet run here out of Richmond, Virginia. Him and Ryan Patty are just stuck together like glue. I mean, they look just about as far apart as they were when I last checked in on them. Michael Taylor, Justin Bissonette battling for 7th. Taylor's trying to use that middle to high lane, getting a run. Oh, look at the crossover into turn 3. I think he thought for a second about sending it in there, Daryl, and then thought better of it and just remembered there's another 45 laps left here in the stage. Don't do anything crazy.
Yeah, kind of glad that he decided to let off there, or else that could have been pretty bad. Cinch McCoy, by the way, in the chat says his benchmark is the 9800 X3D with 32 gigabytes of RAM running at 6600 megahertz, aka Brian Smith. Well, Cinch, I'm going to raise you 64 gigs of RAM.
Dang.
And call it Jacob Malone right now.
Yeah, we got on your screen right now your championship top 5. The 6 of Nathan Finnegan not out here tonight, but it shows you everyone else's current running position. And right now, Jacob Malone here on your screen. 2nd in points, but he's in your best spot here tonight in 1st.
Yeah, he's got a 3-second lead. So literally, his lead is so good that, again, he could just, pick and choose when he wants to pit. He could just kind of wait around and wait to see what Nathan does, wait to see what John McNeil does, wait to see what Zach Lockett and Brian Smith do. And so he's in the greatest spot on the track.
Yeah, he kind of is pacing the field right now. We're creeping up on 38 laps now ran in stage number 2. Of course, the first 4 or 5 were under pacing, so keep that in mind. That does matter a little bit here, but John McNeil, the 48, he's the first front runner here to hit pit lane. Your pick to win out of Thatcher, Arizona. Gonna short pit the field here. Kevin Bankert going with him.
Yep, he gave up the P3 position to short pit here. And here comes, nope, now I thought maybe Jacob Malone was coming in. He's not.
I'm watching your front runners here to see when they hit pit lane. Your current top 5 going to stay out.
Now, one thing you got to be careful about, it's a good idea to short pit, but if a caution were to come out, he is now a lap down. So if a caution were to come out, yes, he'd be lucky dog, but at what expense? He'd have to restart at around 19th or 20th. Not great.
Yeah, you kind of just have to ask yourself, Daryl, like, are these guys going to junk it? Are they going to wreck each other? Because we haven't had a caution all night, and I think that's what's leading some of these guys to make the decision to pit early here. Thinking, well, they've held it together so far, maybe they can hold it together the rest of the way, but if it were me, I'd be thinking about those guys that blew their tires during stage 1. And I'm thinking to myself, they're going to have a couple more laps to go here in this stage. They might lose control of their car, blow a tire, or something, hit a wall. So there's a lot that can happen here.
Something John McNeil's going to have to maybe be concerned with. I'm watching him, Jesse. He's just flying through lap traffic right now. I mean, you could just see the speed difference here. He's just look at this, calling it 3 wide, or pushing it 3 wide, passing drivers, and now he's coming up on the 55 machine. I mean, man, he's not wasting any time here.
I was going to say, being on board with him here, you can really see the difference in speed, and especially on the corner entry. He's able to just drive it in so much harder than everybody else.
I will be I will be really curious to see once the pit cycle goes through, where this puts that 48 machine as the leader. Jacob Malone announces he's coming down pit road.
Yes, he is. We got the radio.
54 pitting.
Let's
Here he
see
comes.
how good of a pit stop he has. He gets on the apron clean. He's going to lock it down. Man, that looked textbook, Jesse.
Clean pit stop from him. Nathan Brzezowski's going to take the lead over Michael Taylor coming down with Shane Cochran and Kyle Gilbert coming down. So several drivers hitting pit lane this lap. They saw that the leader came down, and they decided that they're going to just follow the leader here.
Nathan Brzezowski and Brian Smith and Bentley Glazer are announcing they're going to be the next group to come down pit road.
Whoa! Hold on to it, Brian Smith. Overcooked it.
Ooh.
Did he have some contact with somebody there?
Oh, man, Steve Tucker plowed into Brian Smith, and that's why Brian Smith missed pit road. I don't know if you have a replay of it, Jesse, but Steve Tucker apologized on the radio. He, again, ran into the back of Brian Smith, did not hear that he was pitting, even though I definitely, we heard him announce it. Steve did not.
Let's see if we can go back here and see it. Steve Tucker's
Brian
right on
Smith
the back
is-
of the 78. Oh, man. Yeah.
Brian Smith is not happy. He is asking somebody to run Steve Tucker over now. And Steve's having to apologize yet again, saying, I don't know what you want from me. I already apologized. It was an accident. But Brian Smith is not happy.
Yeah, let's take a listen into some of the radio here.
I didn't hear you, man. I'm sorry. If you said you were pitting someone run him over. I said sorry, bro. I don't know what you want. Didn't hear you did.
Oh, we got a caution, Jesse. Wow.
What
Very,
happened?
very interesting. Why we try... Oh, I am looking at it right now, actually. We're going to want to look at Justin Bissonette and the 06 machine.
Let's take a look from the Hutchinson Motorsports TV blimp. Oh,
Ooh.
no.
And I tell you what, Jesse, the story now is that only 6 drivers on the lead lap. Everybody else is 1 lap down. And Jacob Malone, who took tires, is on the lead lap. And so is John McNeil, who has 7 lap older tires. Wow.
We've got some pit stops happening. Some of the guys that stayed out before that caution, including Chris, Mackey, Ryan, Patty. A couple of the guys that are coming down now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, no, I'm sorry to interrupt. You're going to see most of the field stay out because they're all getting their lap back. So all these drivers that we see coming down pit road are the only 6 drivers that were still on the lead lap, or not even that. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. So
We're on board right now with your leader, Jacob Malone, who had fought his way back to the lead lap before that caution flew, which I'm sure he was excited about, because look in front of him, Daryl. These are nothing but wave-around drivers. And ahead of him, we've got, I think, about 12 cars in front of him that are going to have to go back around to get a lap back here, not be able to pit again.
absolutely. And what else is interesting is Jake Malone has been out on his tires for 7 laps. John McNeil, P2, been out for 14 laps. Nathan Brzezowski been out for 6 laps. But Chris, Mackey, Ryan, Patty, they just got tires, Jesse. And they're right there in P4 and P5. This is incredible for them. They have the freshest tires on the track, and they're P4, P5.
We'll have to keep that in mind as we get closer here. We take a look here at your pit stop stats. You can see right side of your screen everybody's last stop. I believe that is mostly accurate looking at the times on your board. Some of the 2 tire stops could be for fuel, not positive, but a lot of drivers with 4 fresh ones. But Malone, McNeil, and Brzezowski, lots of laps on those tires. So keep your eye out on P4 through 6, Mackey, Patty, and Hersey. Tons of way round alerts going to be bottom left, Daryl.
Yeah, absolutely. Vince McCoy says in the chat, never rule out the guy from Boston, Ryan Patty.
Yeah, let's check out that number 30, get a closer look at it as we get ready to go back green here. Fast House number 30, been having a good season. It's a sharp looking ride there for Ryan Patty.
Now, you may know this joke, Jesse. I'm not sure, but Ryan Patty says that if you can ride your bicycle downtown, which he can, then you're from Boston. So even if you live on the outside of Boston, if it's quick enough for you to ride your bicycle downtown, you can claim Boston.
Well, good to know the criteria. Man. I'll keep that in mind if I ever find myself there. Pace truck is off, and they're heading into the radio replay restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Jacob Malone with a good jump, and keep an eye on Chris Mackey. Fresher tires than your leader. We'll see if he's able to do anything with it here in stage number 2.
He's got 6 lap pressure tires, Jesse, to be exact. And I tell you what, I mean, if you're going to run down Jacob Malone, now is the chance to do it. You have pressure tires, go for it.
We'll see if he has enough or if that 54 is just that locked in. A lot of your field is already single file here at the front, but watch Nathan Brzezowski. He's peeking to the inside of that 9. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything with it, though.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jacob Malone just has such great corner exit speed. It's really impressive. Chris Mackey is just sending it into the corners, but Jacob Malone has just wonderful corner exit. But he is closing the gap, Jesse. He's almost there.
As we're on board with the 9 of Mackey, we take a look at the fastest 5 people around the track last time around. Mackey tops that board. Malone 2nd, Brzezowski 3rd, McNeil 4th, Patty 5th. Basically your lineup, other than the front 2, are switched. We'll keep our eye on this board as it changes.
Now look how close he does the gap here. But then Jacob Malone just pulls away out of the corner, it seems like. Doing a really good job. Here it is again. He's going to get real close to his bumper. Well, he's there now.
You can see that 9 of Mackey just push up out of the corner, getting into that dirty air of the 54. I mean, we saw it happen in real life. It's one thing to get there. It's another thing to get the pass done.
Absolutely. I do not think that Jacob Malone is going to let Chris Mackey have the outside. As long as there's a little bit of a gap, I think Jacob Malone's going to run low. But now that we see these cars bumper to bumper, he's just not going to let him, I don't think, have the top side.
20 laps left here in stage number 2. We're creeping up on halfway through this race. 101 laps have been raced. We've got 109 left. If you're tuned in here, make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button. Helps us out a lot. I'm not sure how many of you are watching, but thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in for some Icon Cup Series action here from Iowa. It's been a good time, and we've got a race for the lead starting to happen right in front of us here.
Absolutely. There he is. He's got his nose under above him. He's not going to clear just yet. Now we see Jacob Malone just force it into the corner. Not going to work as he gets tight. Chris Mackey is going to be clear, maybe just for the moment. He is clear, Jesse. Wow. Incredible.
Take a look at the lap leaderboard. Jacob Malone's led 91. That's Chris Mackey's 5th lap led. And he's going to try to add to that counter here as we finish up stage number 2. In other news, Patrick Colby in the 28, he finds himself down pit road with a meatball. I imagine he's blown a tire on that Red Bull machine.
Yeah, it must have happened a while ago. Maybe we just missed it or something. I mean, well, you're right. He does currently have a meatball, but he is 10 laps down already. So something must have happened prior to that.
The 28 of Patrick Colby having a rough time as we're on board with Steve Tucker right now. He's all over the back bumper of the 08 of Michael Taylor, trying to make his way back forward after the pit stops here and get some stage points. Not that he's racing really for points as he's missed so many races, but I imagine it's still got to feel pretty good.
I tell you, someone else is trying to charge back through the field. We're looking at him. It's Brian Smith in that 78 machine. I mean, he's already back up to 7th after missing his pit stop and getting run over by Steve Tucker. He was not happy, and you could tell, as man, he is not wasting any time getting some track position back before the end of this stage.
He's absolutely sending it right now, trying to get as much as he can get with 15 laps to go in stage 2. It's going to be over before we know it, Daryl.
It absolutely is, but tell you what, Jacob Malone's not giving up though. I mean, he's only 0.3 behind Chris Mackey, but those older tires, I just don't see him getting back around him before the stage is over. But we shall see.
Scraping the wall a little bit there out of turn 4. You don't want to do that a whole lot. You'll lose a lot of time doing it. He runs just such a smooth line here, though. He gets down in the corner, just wraps the bottom. And as you said, he's got that exit speed. He just times the throttle perfectly, it seems, every time out of the corner just to get an optimal exit right up to that wall.
Absolutely. And another driver we haven't really talked about too much, the 24, Brock Hersey. He's up 8 spots from where he started this race. He's number 3 on the hard charger leaderboard, and he's just doing a really good job right now running in that P9 position, you know, running top 10, clean looking car on the hard charger board. Just nice solid work by Brock.
Yeah, he had a 5th place finish 3 weeks ago at Echo Park, but it's been a rough 2-week stretch before this. He finished 22nd at North Wilkesboro and 16th at Indianapolis. So he's trying to have a bounce back night here.
You're such a statistician, Jesse. This is your first night in Icon, and you just do those numbers off the top of your head. It's incredible.
Yeah, I just have a mega mind. You know, I can remember all the numbers heading into these. No, not really. I did a bunch of research before this race here tonight. I wanted to know what I was talking about. I mean, I've been a spectator every week of the Icon Cup Series, but it's not the same as calling the races. Sometimes you forget the storylines, you forget how people have been running, so sometimes it's good to go back and take a look at the whole rest of the season, you know?
So you're not actually a genius. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, unfortunately
Okay.
not. Not a
That's
genius. Okay. I'm working on it, though.
It's okay not to be a genius.
As we look at some random spots throughout your field, we've got 8 laps to go. Your field's pretty spread out right now. And you got to wonder if anybody's going to manage to keep all their tires under them heading towards the end of stage number 2 here. If we're going to have some more blown tires pop up. We're running out of laps. 7 to go.
Well, Nikki Glazer's not going to be very happy. Jesse Bentley, her husband, is the first car a lap down. So she's screaming at Bentley, hey, you better get that lucky dog at the end of this stage, or I hear she's going to file for divorce. But don't look now, Jesse. Not change the subject, but go back to the lead. Man, Jacob Malone is all over Chris Mackey. Look at this. Look at the dive. Man, he wants that lead. They're going to touch. Oh.
That's
What a
the lead
power
there.
move. Oh,
Boy, this camera's got some 360 swivel to it. That's crazy.
Man, Chris Mackey tried to pull a slide job and get right back underneath Jacob Malone, but he barely hit the apron, lost all this momentum. And look how good Jacob Malone is. He's got 6-lap worst tires. And it did not take him long at all once he got his nose underneath him to get that position.
Yeah, and I mean, with 4 laps to go, you're in stage 2. No one really is going to challenge him, so he's sitting in a good spot here. Trying to get stage win number 2 on the night. I mean, that's 20 more points. He's really trying to dig in and make a comeback in this championship. I mean, you don't think it's possible with the lead that Brian Smith had, but Malone just keeps digging, just cutting into it, cutting into it. I mean, he won last week at Indy, so he's on a hot streak. He's trying to make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nathan Brzezowski is in the frame now in P3. Now, there's only about 1 lap to go once Jacob Malone hits the line. So Nathan Brzezowski is not going to have enough time to catch P2 here. But Nathan Brzezowski doing a great job keeping up with these 2 leaders.
He certainly is, and we've got a battle. Well, not much of a battle here for 4th heading towards the end of stage number 2. Zach Lockett takes the spot from Ryan Patty there. We'll see if the 30 fights back. He's going to try to. But coming out of turn 4 to take his 2nd green and white checkered flag here tonight, Jacob Malone, he is going to win stage number 2. And Zach Lockett is going to take that 4th spot. Chris Mackey 2nd, Nathan Brzezowski 3rd, and Ryan Patty rounding out your top 5 of stage number 2. We'll let these drivers make their pit stops as we head towards the final stage. I think Larry Mack has something to say, folks.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
Hey guys, it's NASCAR driver Matt DiBenedetto, and you are watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV, America's #1 iRacing broadcast service. So be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube today. It'll be the best decision you've ever made, so you can watch us sim racers go at it on the track.
Short break there, back with you, because we want to get down to business here. We've already talked to your stage winner, Jacob Malone, who wins the race off pit lane. But let's talk to the man who led some laps there and maybe thought he had a chance to get in the stage win there, Chris Mackey. Let's see what he has to say about his race so far tonight. Hey, Chris, it's Jesse and Daryl up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Good to talk to you. You led some laps there in stage number 2. You had the tire advantage over Jacob Malone. He was able to just fight back there at the end of the stage and get you back, but you're having a really good run here, running 2nd for this restart. Tell us about your night so far and how you feeling going forward.
Yeah, really strategy played in my favor by running long, staying out, hoping for a caution. Was able to get some good stage points. I think pace-wise, we'll probably settle back in around the 7th or 8th spot where we were running before the lucky break. Yeah, I got a tire advantage, but I'm not good at saving my tires here, so I figured Malone would get back around me. He's super quick here, so. But overall, good points night so far for me and the whole team. I think all of us got a bunch of stage points, so that's always good. So just gonna play it safe, try to save a little tire, and bring it home somewhere in the top 10.
Daryl, you got anything for Chris?
No, other than great job finishing out P2, as Jesse said, and good luck to you the rest of the race.
Thanks, man.
All right, thank you, Chris, for talking to us. Good luck. They're getting 2x2 here for... It's about time to get into the final stage. We're going to have... Let's see, doing some math here in my head. What is that, about 85 laps we're going to have till the end here? We're going green on 126, and we got 210 total. Was I wrong?
I think you're just about right.
Yeah,
I tell you what, one thing I'm going to be a little concerned with, I think maybe we said that there's 5 sets of tires over the wall for this race. Is that right?
That's the info I had coming in. I could have been wrong.
Looks like 6, actually. But anyway, the pace truck pulls off, and Jacob Malone and Chris Mackey are going to lead the field, and green flag is back in the air.
Uh-oh, Cody Eldred with a black flag. Not sure what that could have been for. We'll see if that gets served or if it's going to get cleared. Brian Smith trying to push his way back forward here.
Yeah,
he was all over the back bumper of the 93.
He has made his way to the outside of Nathan Brzezowski. Those drivers are
3
3
wide
into this corner. Chris Mackey is back out a little bit. Don't know if that was by choice, but it doesn't matter. He's going to give up those 2 spots. Brian Smith battling Nathan. I think he's going to get it coming out of this corner. He's just really strong right now. Brian Smith, P3.
He's going to take that spot over, and, well, you got to think back to what... Oh, Zach Lockett just got the purple time. Just hit the fastest lap of the race in that 93. That's pretty crazy, pushing that hard right now. But nonetheless, what I was going to say is Mackey just told us about how the fact that his pace is probably around the 7th or 8th spot when he doesn't have a tire advantage. So that could be what we're seeing here, is him dropping back about to where he's going to try to run rest of the way.
Ooh, John McNeil not happy with Steve Tucker on the radio, saying, Steve, I'm in the middle of a corner. Steve's just beating on him in the middle of a corner. About got him wrecked. I'm sure you have the radio of that. Fans can listen.
Yeah, let's take a listen here.
Steve, I'm in the middle of the damn corner.
Oh, yeah. He was not happy. Now, we know Steve. We know that he does a bunch of different leagues. One's the HMS TV broadcasts. You know, whether it's the HMS TV Cup Series on Friday nights or other leagues. So Steve's not considered a rookie driver by any means, but this is his first race in this league. So all these drivers view him as a rookie. So it's not helping matters that he is running into people in the middle of a corner and or as they're trying to make their pit stop. I know he's not meaning to do it, but, you know, yeah. Gotta be careful.
It's what you said. He's a familiar face to us, but it's not the case for the rest of your field, you know. He's just another new guy out there on the track that they're not used to.
Correct, yeah. Wait till they find out he's not actually from Boston. The whole field's going to be upset.
Oh, there will be a meltdown. I mean, you can't claim you're from Boston and not be from Boston.
I'll be excited if I get to talk to Ryan Patty, because I've talked to Ryan Patty before about how there's another driver out there in iRacing that claims they're from Boston, but they live an hour and a half away. And I don't think Ryan Patty realizes that driver is now racing in the same race as him.
Yeah, that could be a serious issue there if you're Ryan Patty.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe there's some beef that happens.
Yeah. Ryan Patty just might dump him.
It could happen. As we're clean and green here in the start of the final stage. Plenty of laps left on tap. Look at this little bit of a battle for 7th. Michael Taylor has taken that spot over from John McNeil, who's fallen back a little bit. You know, maybe Steve kind of shook him a little bit. He's losing some spots here. Your pick to win.
John, yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you there. Now, I can confirm, by the way, Jesse, that Michael Taylor is not related to our Christian Taylor, because anybody related to Christian Taylor would not be running in P7. I just wanted to be clear. Viewers know Michael Taylor, no relation to Christian Taylor.
That's a good thing to know, as we've got some drivers up here on the track surface getting us some good shots. Oh, jeez.
Oh. Yeah, the track temperature is preventing cameramen from actually being on the track, Jesse. So we're not going to have those incredible shots from the inside line as we normally would, because it's just, track temps is too hot.
Yeah, you got it there on the tower. 122. It's only went up since we've started. It has not went down. It's been hot all night.
Yeah, the only time I've seen it actually go down was under caution. It went down to 119 degrees, but yeah, under green flag definitely has done nothing but increase, not decrease. And yeah, 123 is pretty scorching.
As we're on board with Jake Rowell, who got loose there out of turn 2, managed to keep his car under him. Well, we're looking at potentially a battle for the lead starting soon. Zach Lockett is right there behind the 54 of Jacob Malone, and we're a decent bit into this run. We're about, I'd say, about 15 laps into this run, and Malone has not really ran away from that 93 yet, Daryl.
Oh, something's going on with Chris Camburn in that 88 machine. He is on the apron. He got involved in something. Looks like he...
Oh, no.
No, he did not get help from the 30 machine, as I thought he did, from Ryan Patty. But Chris Camburn self-spun on the backstretch, and he is now on pit road as we're looking live at him coming in and getting some damage repair. Unfortunate for him.
We're on board with him here for this replay. Let's get outside the car. This should be about where it happens.
This is the front stretch, so it's going to definitely be on the back stretch we're going to see it. He's going to get in front of him. No, this is going to be the wrong lap, but that's okay.
Okay, let's go right here.
There we go. Yep, here it is right here. He did not get help from that 33.
Oh!
He just, yeah, hard hit.
Just off the track surface a bit is what bailed the rest of the field from a caution, but that's got to be bad for the 88 of Camburn. That's a heck of a hit. It's probably going to boot him from the Connor Gerard Paint Scheme of the Night winner battle there.
Connor does not take crap. Connor doesn't take crap allowing someone to get Paint Scheme of the Night when they're 4 laps down like Chris Camburn is and about ready to go 5 laps down. I would assume someone else is going to be plugged in as a contender here very quickly.
Yeah, you can't just look good to win the Connor Gerard Paint Scheme of the Night. You actually got to be able to drive a little bit. I think that is part of the criteria.
Well, speaking of, the 36 machine of Bentley Glazer, Nikki's husband, is now the contender for Paint Scheme of the Night. And, man, you know, I think this is Connor's way of maybe trying to get Bentley into the booth so I can talk about his wife. I think that's what's going on here. Even though it is a nice Mountain Dew paint scheme. I'm not going to take anything away from the paint scheme, Jesse, but I think this is a way for me to talk to Bentley and find out how he met his wife.
Now, Daryl,
yes.
you I don't know if this catchphrase is legit here on the hood. It says Mountain Dew is the sports drink for gamers. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that because, I'll tell you, Jesse, when I know that I'm going to have a long gaming session and I just need that extra oomph to get through it, like playing with my friends and a bunch of different games, especially on a weekend when I don't have to work the next day, I like Hustle Fuel. What about you?
I'm definitely a Hustle Fuel guy myself. Growmaster's logo actually on that Mountain Dew car there. That's a throwback. If you know, you know. Haven't talked about Growmasters in a minute. Bentley Glazer running 14th.
No dissing Mountain Dew from me, but Hustle Fuel, it's where it's at for me, and I think you as well. And if you go to hustlefuelshop.com, I'm pretty sure, Jesse, you correct me if I'm wrong, but the code is HMS TV. I'm pretty sure it's still 20% off. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah, we had some radio happen from the 30 of Ryan Patty.
There's a car out there.
I wanted to go back and see why he said that. And we just witnessed it as Jake Roell used a little bit more than skill to get by that 30 of Ryan Patty. Kind of gave him... He used 8 wheels to turn instead of 4, I think, there.
So what's interesting, Jesse, is I'm looking at the session rules, and it's showing 6 tire sets. Now, I'm pretty sure... Well, actually, no, I'm not sure. I wonder if that's the session saying that there's 6 total sets, meaning 5 over the wall, or is there actually 6 over the wall, not including what you already have to start the race? Because if there's only 5 over the wall, all of these drivers only have 2 sets left, and we still have over 60 laps to go. So, looking pretty good that it'll work out if it stays green. But if we start getting a bunch of cautions every 20 laps, ooh, that could be interesting for sure.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep those tire sets in mind. We've been seeing the tire wear. I got to say, these drivers taking much better care of them this run than they did the very first one. I think everybody was kind of coming into the first run not exactly knowing what it was going to do over a harder 40 or 50 lap run, and a lot of people kind of found out the hard way that you really have to take care of the tires here. Nonetheless, folks, we're creeping up on about... Oh, doing math's hard. We're creeping up on 50 to go here tonight, and I just want to remind you one more time here as we're going tonight about the High Proof Showdown. So, Saturday, August 15th, 75 laps are going to be on tap at Talladega and the NextGens on BAC Casting and Drafting. If you scan that QR code bottom left of your screen, you can join their Discord and sign up. $5 gets you in for a chance to win some good prizes there. So make sure you tune into that. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. You're not going to miss a second of the action, though, because we're going HMS TV side by side. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Todd Gilliland here. You're tuned into the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord channel so you never miss a moment of the action. Did America's crew chief already tell you that?
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is the world's #1 streaming service. From over-the-top calls to electrifying action, we bring it all to the table.
The whole field's chunking it! It's a drag race to the checkered flag in the air. Justin Thompson wins the Harpoon Design 500.
But the action doesn't just stop when the stream ends. Whether you're looking for a broadcaster or looking to secure your spot in our next special event, the best way to get a hold of us, and the only way to enter our exclusive events, is to join the HMS TV Discord server.
Don't get left on the trailer. What are you waiting for? Join the Hutchinson Motorsports TV Discord community today by scanning the QR code shown on your screen. We'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, back with you at Iowa Speedway for some more Icon Cup Series action. We've got final pit stops happening now as we watch Steve Tucker here fly by people on your screen. He's one of the first down pit road currently. Hanover Fisk, Shane Cochran, Mike Rennell, Kyle Gilbert all coming down. But the front of your field, Zach Lockett, one of the first big names to hit pit lane. He was right behind Jacob Malone. He was running second, I believe, heading into that pit stop there, Darrell.
Yep, and Nathan Brzezowski is now going to be the next one to come down pit road. He's currently P4. So we see him come down and get service. So the question is when does Jacob Malone pit?
Cody Eldred, blown tire. He's got a meatball flag right as he comes down pit lane. He's going to be able to get that thing woed up in time. That could be scary, coming into pit lane, your tire blowing. Uh-oh. Brian Smith and John McNeil must have been doing some hard racing. We got this radio here.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. You're good. I didn't even get a contact.
Yeah, Brian Smith just barely out of the corner, coming out of the corner, just barely went up and tapped him, and no harm, no foul. It slowed down Brian just a tad, but yeah, you'll see it right here. Just barely comes up right there. No harm, no foul there.
Yeah, definitely nothing crazy there. We've got some more tires blowing out of 5th place. Jake Rowell with a meatball. I expect we'll be seeing him hit pit lane here.
Absolutely. Jacob Malone is down pit road.
Oh no, the 48, John McNeil, missed the entrance. He gets it gathered up, but oh my. Not ideal. Let's take a look.
No, that's my pick to win too, and man, that's really gonna hurt him, Jesse.
Oh,
wow!
No!
Well, I would say that I didn't realize he hit the barrels there. I'm pretty sure his night's gonna be over.
I would agree with you.
Ryan Patty from P3 now. He is now pitting as he just blew a tire.
These tires are insane here tonight, Darrell. No one told me. Brian Smith with a meatball.
Now, just for the viewers watching, a meatball, when we say they blew a tire, they didn't actually blow a tire to where like they're, losing control of their car. It's just iRacing's way of saying, hey, there's no tread left on your tire. And here's your meatball. You have to come in and get service. So they can still run around for a couple laps, but iRacing is forcing them to come in and change out those tires, or else they will be disqualified.
I will say, though, whenever it does happen and you get that meatball for tire wear, it does get significantly harder to turn that car. So it can definitely lead to some sketchy moments. It's not like real life, though, where you just, like you said, lose control and like careen into the wall at 120 or something crazy. But it's...
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Here we go, Jesse.
Brian Smith in the 78. I think he got out of pit lane. I don't know if he got out of pit lane in time. This is going to get really crazy here with lap cars. I don't even know how this is going to work out or what even happened.
Well, it's going to be Steve Tucker and Cody Eldred. Steve is going to basically tell Cody Eldred where the outside wall is and put him up there using the front end of his car.
Let's see if this gets us a replay here. Is it before or after this?
Well, Steve was definitely behind him.
Okay, so it must be right here.
Yep. It's going to be out of this next corner.
Oh,
right there. Yeah. And
That's going to be your caution. That's going to shake things up. Steve
Race
Tucker's
Control
not
has
even
said
sure
that
if it was him.
Well, Race Control says it is. That is going to be
Did
a
I come
cause
up or
of
did we meet?
caution. Yep, that's going to be a cause of caution. Now, Race Control did say it's on the... Race Control did say it's going to be on the 0 car, even though officially he's the 25 car, but he does have a 0 paint scheme.
I'll accept blame. I'm just curious what actually happened.
And I tell you what, I believe it was Cody Elder that got on the radio, and I don't know. I hope your sensor works if you play it for the viewers, but basically he's not happy about part-time drivers.
Let's take a listen here, folks.
Some part-time driver's an ass.
yeah. Yeah.
Cody
Well, that
Eldred,
will be the
Radio
that'll be the
Sweetheart
third-
nominee.
Yeah, that'll be the third time that Steve Tucker's used the front end of his car to do something. Cinch McCoy says Glazer's running close to 14th. Maybe he gets the 14th place finish and you can interview him. LOL.
I do enjoy the 14th place trophy bit. I gotta admit, and this is gonna probably upset Cinch, but I actually haven't listened to the song fully just yet.
Connor Gerard says, really, Tucker, ... I agree, Connor. I agree.
Yeah. That's definitely... if you're Steve, that might hurt worse than getting the penalty and, having somebody cuss at you. Just hearing that Connor Gerard was disappointed in you probably hurts worse. Look at all the wave arounds taken off. The 93 is Zach Lockett going to take your lead over and lead us to green once again here. 4th caution, 2nd for incident on the track. The other 2 were for stage.
Well, if there's 5 total sets over the wall, then these drivers, I believe, have 1 set left, which is enough considering they only have about 32 laps to go when they go green. As you're right, Zach Lockett is going to lead the field on the inside as the pace truck pulls off. They're in the zone. Green flag is out in the air. And wow, Nathan Brzezowski, I don't know if he's teammates with Zach Lockett, but he timed that perfect.
Oh, he's under some pressure here. Getting up into the door of the 54 of Jacob Malone. Malone's got to be careful here. He's had such a good race, but it could be all gone in just a second if he doesn't get by these guys the right way.
And Jacob Malone is going to be able to get on his high side, and he is going to get cleared, Jesse. And he is cleared. Jacob Malone back to the point. As Steve Tucker announces he will be coming down pit road. And I believe it's going to be for a drive-through penalty for causing that last caution, Jesse. So his night effectively is over.
Yes, they do penalize you in Icon. If you cause a caution, you will serve an in-race drive-through. So that's what happened to Steve there, as he was determined to be the cause of caution for that last one. He ends up down pit lane. Patrick Colby's going through it right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to take a listen.
Just like a yes or no would be great. Thank you. Well, I get that, but I was half a lap away from being DQ'd.
The race control effectively said something along the lines of, "Hey, give me a minute."
Yeah, that's
and he
look at it,
responded by
man.
saying, "Yeah, there it is." Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's happening. Brian Smith has unlapped himself in that 78. At first, I thought he maybe took the lead over, but no, he's He's back on the lead lap now, trying to run away from Jacob Malone and Zach Lockett here, hoping for a caution with 25 to go to probably be able to come down and get some fresh tires on that 78.
Yeah, absolutely. And Steve Tucker is trying everything he can do to pass all these drivers, even though he is the first car a lap down. I think he's worried that Jacob Malone's going to catch up to Brian Smith and he would no longer be the first car a lap down. So Steve is really, really hitting the gas, trying to get up to these 3 leaders. And I guarantee he's roasting his tires trying to do this as he's flying up there right now.
We will see if he's able to do it. We jump back a little bit here, back towards the tail end of your field, taking a look at your 14th place driver for Cinch McCoy. Ryan Patty right now out of Boston just got the pass done, got by Shane Cochran to take that spot over. We'll see who ends up there at the end of the night. It could be your boy John McNeil. He's right there in 13th with nose damage. Oh, and he's in the wall. That 48's hurting right now, Daryl.
It is, yeah. I mean, he's just limping it around at this point. Unfortunately, he's not going to be contending for anything with the damage that he has, and just unfortunate. It looked like he was having a really good run too, but c'est la vie. It's okay.
Steve Tucker now is caught up to your front 3 drivers. He's going to try to get by him here with 21 to go to get back on the lead lap, but Jacob Malone has just had a fantastic night here, Daryl, I think is the main talking point. I mean, look at the laps led board, 154. The next closest is Chris Mackey with 23. I mean, that is nuts.
It absolutely is. I mean, he's just putting on an absolute dominating performance. I mean, again, one of us could have picked him very easily. I wanted to. If I had to put money down, I would have not cared that he was leading when we made our picks. I would have said Jacob Malone. But just a friendly, little bet with you. We decided to take other drivers, and looks like you're going to win this week, I do believe.
I will say Jacob Malone doing the real life 54. Ty Gibbs proud. He's trying to mirror real life here tonight, and I got to say he's doing a pretty good job. Connor Gerard. He was talking to Cody Eldred in the chat earlier tonight. I remember about trying to avoid being on the radio active, and well, Connor just reminded us that there goes Cody's hopes of not being on the radio replay.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As Steve is now inserting himself as a lap down car into these front 3 as he's going to get around Chris Mackey. I don't quite think that these 3 are going to be too happy with this, knowing that they're fighting against a lap car. But, I will defend Steve here. I mean, he is a lap down, trying to naturally get his lap back. I mean, Brian Smith did it. Why can't Steve Tucker do it? So he's doing a good job. He's going to be coming up on Jacob Malone now. If I'm Jacob Malone, I'm probably just going to let him go. No sense in battling him.
You said if Brian Smith can do it, why can't Steve Tucker? Well, I mean, on paper that sounds right, but in reality, you got to think about what these drivers are thinking is one guy has, almost double-digit wins on the season's been around for a long time, and then one guy's making his first start.
Well, that is true. Yeah,
so
see,
I guess
right
they
here,
do probably look at it a little differently.
Yeah, Jacob Malone is actually going to get right down on Steve's door. He's not going to give up this, but even though there's nothing really to give up, Steve's going to dive it into the corner. And he has now unlapped himself, Jesse, as we're coming to as we're coming to 13 to go.
And it was just as you were bringing up earlier, Brian Smith, he hasn't really been able to run away at all. He's right here in front of the leader. And you got to wonder if they're going to be able to stay on the lead lap here, if Malone's going to work his way back by him. 13 laps to go. Zach Lockett, I will say, I feel like he's been gaining on Jacob Malone a little bit here as of late. Let's take a look here at the battle board, bottom right of your screen. You can see the interval there live.
Well, Steve Tucker and Brian Smith do have a little bit of better tires than the actual leaders, so that is why they were able to get around them. Oh, Zach Lockett just got a little loose coming out of the corner there. He's going to have to take a little bit here to recover from that and get back on pace as Chris Mackey's just going to easily go around him.
We're getting down to the wire here. 11 laps to go, coming to 10 to go. And we'll see if either of these guys are able to catch Jacob Malone or not. We'll keep an eye on their battle for sure. Another close fight is right here for 6th. Jake Rowe and Michael Taylor. They could have a fight coming down towards the end of this race. And of course, this is funnily enough one of the closer battles on the track, and it's between Brian Smith and Steve Tucker right here, trying to stay on the lead lap ahead of Jacob Malone. They're pretty close here.
Yeah, remember these two got into it, or Steve got into him.
I was just thinking
Brian
that.
was trying to pit. Yeah, so Brian, I mean, if these two, excuse me, I'm tongue twisted. If these two stay close to each other, and it's getting late enough into this race to where it doesn't really matter, you know, if a caution doesn't come out and they're just going to be stuck back here in P16 and 17. I mean, I'm not going to say Brian's going to do anything as far as like wrecking Steve or anything like that, but Brian's definitely, even as these two are lap cars, and Brian really doesn't care as far as points about one position going from 16th to 17th. Still, Brian's not going to just let him go based on what happened earlier. He remembers.
And I'll tell you who's got a good view of all of it right now is this 93 of Zach Lockett. He's sitting here in 3rd, trying to find his way into 2nd with 7 laps to go. And he can see Jacob Malone just in front of him there in the distance, and he can look way up there to Steve and Brian about to battle as Lockett side by side now with Chris Mackey. He gets that past him pretty easily. I think Mackey just let him go there. Coming to 5 to go. We take a look again at your battle for 6th between Michael Taylor and Jake Rowell. Nothing new really happening there. We go back to 12th. There's a slight battle between Justin Bissonette and John McNeil. Again, McNeil with damage from slamming into the barrels as he did. So we'll keep our eye on that. Nathan Berzerowski is holding off Brock Hersey for that 4th spot. But all eyes right now on that 54 of Jacob Malone with 4 laps to go. His lead up over a 1.5 seconds now on Zach Lockett. I gotta tell you, Daryl, the only thing Jacob Malone's hoping right now is that a yellow does not fly, because that'd be the last thing he wants right now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty sure even if a yellow did come out right now, you definitely would not come down pit road and take your last set of tires. You just pretty much have to stay out, and he would have to hope that a bunch of people behind him also stay out. But, right before Jacob Malone takes the white flag, Cinch McCoy says the battle for 14th is heating up as Kyle Gilbert is being challenged by Shane Cochran. Jacob
White
Malone,
flag
though,
is out.
Yeah.
Sponsored by TZO Designs here tonight in the Icon Cup Series. Jacob Malone, only a few more corners to go. We'll try to keep our eyes on the other battles on the track after he crosses the stripe, but through turns 3 and 4 unchallenged, going back-to-back in the Icon Cup Series. Jacob Malone gets the win here at Iowa. Zach Lockett, Chris Mackey, Nathan Brzezowski, Brock Hersey round out your top 5. Let's take a look here. 9th and 10th was a close battle. Kevin Banker gets that one. And most importantly, finishing 14th, going to be Shane Cochran in the 86.
Absolutely. He passed Kyle Gilbert on that last lap and got the coveted P14 position.
Oh my, what a tip-in for Jacob Malone. Finds himself all the way on pit lane with his burnout here. Oh, that's not pit lane. What am I kidding?
It definitely looks like pit lane, which is probably part of the reason why we saw so many people, miss it. It definitely does look like it could be a pit lane, doesn't it?
I would think so. Oh, he just backed it into the fence a little bit, Daryl. You think the thing was cheated up? Nonetheless, congratulations to Jacob Malone finding the win. We're going to take a quick, short break. We'll be back with you with some top 3 interviews here tonight. Talk to some drivers, see what they have to say. We'll be back with you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
Hey guys, it's NASCAR driver Matt DiBenedetto, and you are watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV, America's #1 iRacing broadcast service. So be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube today. It'll be the best decision you've ever made, so you can watch us sim racers go at it on the track.
Ladies and gentlemen, back with you here at Iowa for some post-race interviews. Let's get your results on your screen here tonight. Jacob Malone, dominant car all night, 175 laps, led out of 210. Zach Lockett, second. Chris Mackey, third. Bentley Glazer comes home with the hard charger. And, of course, shockingly, the most incidents out of anybody was 4. Shared by several drivers, including Kevin Bankhurt, one of them, who finished 9th. The other one, Kyle Gilbert. Very clean race here. Ryan Patty with 4 incidents as well. But nonetheless, Daryl, are we ready to get into our podium interviews?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring Chris Mackey into the booth right now. Chris.
Yes, sir.
Jesse in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. I got you.
Well, Chris, congratulations on a podium finish, finishing P3, qualified 6th, finished 3rd. Great night for you. Just tell us about it, and tell us about the tires as well.
Yeah, just solid points night. It's always a good night when you can run start to finish, not get caught up in anything, and just kind of be clean all night. I don't think I touched the car all night, so it was a good execution for the old Row 9 team. I'll take it. The tires, man, just the right front mattered. If you could save your right front and make pace, that was going to be the key, and I just couldn't do it. Even I tried running just the bottom lane and saving it, and it would work some, but the time I would lose to everybody else, just not enough to make up. So definitely saving tires was key, man. Malone was a rock star tonight, so congrats to him.
Jesse, what did you see out of this 9 machine?
Yeah, the thing I was going to say is I noticed that a lot of the times, including there in stage 2, and then even in the final stage, I noticed you running along a lot of the time, and that just seemed to be that you were taking your time and saving that right front. As I mentioned, I can't remember if I asked you this in stage 2, so forgive me if I did, but coming into this race, did you know how sensitive these tires were going to be? I mean, to me, it just kind of blows my mind to see people blowing tires within 40 laps.
Yeah, I think we actually got lucky. I think, the setup with the fuel load and everything in here tonight, it really wasn't as bad as like the official races. I mean, if you made it 40 laps, you're lucky. And on all the practice sessions and stuff we did, we did a few practice sessions. I think the longest we ever ran on a set before getting a meatball was like 63 laps. And that was even like after saving it. So kind of just figured, I'm losing so much time by trying to save the tires and running the bottom lane that I'm just going to try to run the tires as long as I can and then hope for a advantage on the back end with less laps on my tires. But it just so happened that both times I ran long, we had a caution, and I got lucky. I'm usually not on that side of the brakes, so I'll take them. I will take them for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be happy with the third place here. You're looking pretty good here, and I hope you can keep the momentum going forward. But before we let you go, if you have any final shout-outs you want to make to anybody, you have the floor. Go ahead and let them rip.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for coming out and spending your Sunday night broadcasting. We really appreciate it. You guys do awesome. Got to give a big shout out to Zach Lockett, Nathan Brzezowski, John McNeil, all my teammates. I mean, we had an adrenaline 2-3-4, and John had the pace and had one little miscue. It should have been 2-3-4-5. But overall, good night for the team. Shout out to our adrenaline teammates that's not here, like Jeffrey Petty, and then always my fiance for letting me come do this.
All right, well, Chris, congratulations again. And I believe the series goes to Richmond next week. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yep, some good old short track racing right here.
Absolutely. Well, next week we will see you at Richmond. Take care.
Yes, sir. See you guys then.
Well, that was Chris Mackey in the number 9 machine. And Jesse, before we pull up Zach Lockett, Bentley Glazer got the hard charger, and the Cody got paint scheme of the night. Cody Eldred, paint scheme of the night by Connor Gerard.
That's pretty good. Congratulations to Cody Eldred, radio sweetheart of the night.
Well, let's get Zach Lockett up in the booth. I believe he was your pick to win, right, Jesse?
He was. Came up one spot short. Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah. Zach, Daryl, and Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, Zach, congratulations on finishing P2. What a battle that you had, and tried to get the win. Just came up a little short, but hey, P2 on a track like this, especially the tire situation, nothing to be ashamed of. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, tire situation was crazy. I knew that going into the night, having run a couple of officials, but yeah, just focused on that pretty much all night, maintaining pace and track position while trying to save as much as possible, and did a decent job. Just Malone had us kind of wiped out with that, especially throughout the first couple of stages. I think at the end of that second stage, when we restarted, I was able to keep up with him when he was hugging the bottom pretty well. I was running that second lane up. But just when you're able to hug the bottom and you don't make a mistake, you're just able to save way more tires. So he was glued to the bottom. I was glued a lane up, which I really liked. But, you saw at the end of that run there, kind of fell off by a second or second and a half or so at the end. So, that was really it. And then got lucky to have the lead coming into that last restart. But he had 5-lap pressure tires, and doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot here. So he just kind of cruised by me on the outside, and that was that. So can't be too upset with the night. A lot of good drivers in here. Felt like I was a second place car all night. So we'll stack those points and move on to next week.
Well,
yeah, I mean, you did a fantastic job. You were my pick to win tonight, so fortunately one spot short. But heading to Richmond next week, do you think it's going to drive pretty similar to this? Is it going to be, we're going to be seeing more tires blowing, or how do you think that's going to be?
No, I think this track is one of one right now on the service, which is the way it's scanned in. So I think Richmond will have some tire wear. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've run there in these cars, but I think it'll put on a really, really good show. But nothing will amount to what this was here. This was one of one. I don't think we'll see anything like this, especially in the next gen car here anytime soon. And it was hot. It was like 120-ish track temp most of the race. So, but no, I'm excited for Richmond. I mean, we got a couple more races till playoff starts. I think I'm pretty well cemented into third or fourth in the chase. So Just going to keep stacking some points, maybe try to pull off a win before the playoffs. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, before we let you go, of course, congrats on finishing P2 here. But if you have any other last shout-outs you want to make, go ahead and let them rip. You have the floor.
Yeah, thank you guys for broadcasting as always, and Jesse hopping in tonight. Really appreciate it. Got to give a shout out to the team, man. Chris Mackey in third, Nate Brzezowski in fourth, John McNeil should have been fifth, but had a miscue. So overall, great night for Adrenaline. Keep stacking those points. Hopefully, see us all in the playoffs here. Shout out to Go Racing Diecast on the car. Chuck Van Schayak does a great job painting diecast out of his home there. Paints iRacing diecast as well. So he's the man. Whiplash Sim Cams, really just my team, and as well as the league. I mean, a great race. I mean, I think we only had 2 or 3 cautions in the short track, so very, very fun to come out here tonight and do this. And lastly, my wife for letting me race. So we'll look forward to coming back out next week.
Well, Zach, that all sounds wonderful. Congratulations again on finishing P2, and we will see you at Richmond next week. Take care.
All right, see ya.
Well, Jesse, I think it's time now to bring in our winner. Let's not keep him waiting any longer. Jacob Malone.
Let's bring him in.
Jacob, Daryl, and Jesse in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Jacob, we talked to you at the end of stage 1, and now we're bringing you in here because, man, you just had a absolutely dominating performance, finishing P1 and just incredible, led the most laps. I mean, just pretty much everything. Tell us about your night.
It was a night of just being patient with the car. You could go out, do a few decent laps, but you can't overdrive corner exit. The big thing was you want to exit low, from what I noticed. And I just got in a groove and I nailed that pretty much every time, which allowed me to maintain speed while also maintaining my tires. And so it was just, I guess, a race on tires.
Yeah, you come into tonight, you got the momentum right now. I mean, you won last week at Indy, and then you come in here tonight and you have what's got to be a perfect points night. I don't see any other way it can't be. You sweep both stages and get the win, plus lead the most laps. So you're no joke. You're cutting in to the lead that Brian Smith has little by little. I mean, carrying this momentum into Richmond, how do you feel about heading there?
It's similar to this track in a way. So I'm excited because it's a short track and I've liked my short tracks. I was pretty good at North Wilkesboro when we were there. Unfortunately, I kind of got wrecked out while battling for the lead. So this is more of my flavor. I was really good at Martinsville, so I'm hoping that carries on to this next race. But we'll see. There's always big heavy hitters racing every week, and it'll be interesting to see what Brian shows up speed-wise or Zach does, because Zach had some serious speed tonight as well. If Nathan's here next week, then that's a big one. And, anyone could just find momentum. Like Ryan could go ahead and find momentum going into next week and fly away with some wins. So it's kind of a who's who of who's comfortable, and hopefully I keep up this momentum.
Well, definitely wish you luck the rest of the way. I mean, I'm just filling in for the night, but it's been fun watching you. I actually, fun fact, I don't know if you remember, I used to have fun racing against you back in the day in Gears, so good to see you on track still. But if you have any other final shout-outs you want to make for the night, go ahead and let them rip. You have the floor.
I want to shout out my team and teammate, of course, Jake Christenberry at Prestige Motorsports. Awesome racing with him. He's arguably one of the coolest guys to race with. I want to shout out my family for supporting me and always being there for me. And then I want to shout out you guys for putting up with this, I would say, kind of boring night. We can try to make it as entertaining as we want, but Iowa is a little bit of a single groove track sometimes.
It could have been better, but it definitely could have been worse. It seemed like pretty much the entire race we were having something to talk about, so I definitely appreciate that. Yeah,
between the tire situation and the little bit of small little arguments on the radio, it was it kept us occupied up here in the booth. But you dominating was definitely a topic for us, and So yeah, congratulations again, Jacob. You did amazing, and maybe we'll see you back in Victory Lane next week at Richmond. So good luck.
Thank you, and that's the hope. That's what I'm aiming for.
All right, there you go.
Good luck.
That is Jacob Malone. And Jesse, it's been fun. I haven't been in the booth with you in a while, and that was a lot of fun. So thank you for having me, as you are now an icon. Just must feel great.
Well, I'm proud I could be an icon for sure, so glad to hear it. And we're going to finish this thing out, folks. But before we do, we're going to enjoy a little bit of Radioactive here, just go through some of the sounds of the race. So just listen in for a little bit.
Green flag, green flag.
Thank you. That's why I backed off. Oh, what a save. Give a kid a break, bro. I'm out here trying. No wonder I couldn't turn. My right front was 0%.
So I had 6% tire left on my right front. Does that mean I sent it too hard?
Sorry, Brian. Got a little too trigger happy there. No, you're good, man. I was ready for it. Someone run him over. Damn, Adam, that would have been fun to the line. Steve, I'm in the middle of the damn corner. Brock, I got damage, man. I'm not trying to hold you up. Some part-time driver's an ass.
As we finish off with the best for last, Daryl, thank you for joining me. And I don't know, if you have any last words for any of the folks at home?
I don't, except for the turnout was absolutely amazing. I mean, we still got 47 people I'm seeing viewing right now as we went through all these interviews and radio replay. I mean, I saw it up to 60 something at one point, and just an incredible turnout. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget to like the stream. And yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the next broadcast is Tuesday night. I believe that Blake and I will have the call on Tuesday night for Stars and Stripes. And then GLSR is back up on Wednesday. Jesse, I believe you have the call for that. Is that right?
Yeah, I should. We don't know if there's for sure if there's going to be some road racing action also on Wednesday or not. At least I'm not sure. Blake thinks there will be, but I mean, we'll find out together if they'll be racing or not, if we're going to have a multi-stream happening Wednesday or not. But it's going to be a good time. Of course, Average Joe's comes around on Thursday, and we've only got a few weeks till the HMS TV Cup Series will be back on Friday nights. So thank you for joining me, Daryl. I'm Jesse Becker in the booth signing out. And yeah, you'll either see Blake or myself with Daryl Tuesday night. And just before we go, just remember,
If you ain't first, you're last.
That's right.